Yeah, so Luka obviously wasn't able to get it done by himself and his supporting cast. So now you're set with an off season of listening to Wilds play the piano. I think I missed that part of the show.
Okay.
But how
Yeah, that
much?
was the
How
beginning
much does a
yesterday. So annoying.
how, how much does a loss like this affect Luka's legacy?
Well, so I'll do legacy first, then I'll get to your point about whether or not I overrated him. Okay? So here's the legacy piece. Luka, because of this finals appearance, is back on schedule. And by on schedule, I mean when he came into the league, I thought his ceiling was top 10 all-time player. And he now has the through 6 years, through age 25 resume of a guy on that trajectory. He just does. As far as he's been in the league 6 years, he's been first team All-NBA 5 times. He has now been to an NBA Finals and a conference finals. Last year, he got himself off schedule. He had been on schedule each year. So rookie year, he's rookie of the year. Second year, first team All-NBA, awesome in the playoffs, lose as an underdog in round 1. Third year, first team All-NBA, even better in the playoffs, lose in 7 to a better team, same team, the Clippers, in round 1. Fourth year, make the conference finals after being first team All-NBA at age 23. Okay, this is exactly the way an all-time great player goes. Fifth year, first team All-NBA, missed the playoffs. Now all of a sudden you're in trouble. And then sixth year got right back on track. And I can show you this graphic that we made that, again, it's not going to translate to the pod quite as well, but we can go full screen with it. And I'll try to explain to the listening audience. On the right-hand side, what you see is how many first-team All-NBAs the active guys have. So LeBron obviously has the most, and it's almost an unfair standard. So for LeBron, he's got 13 first-team All-NBAs, which is a farce almost, along with 10 finals appearances and 4 rings. KD has right there, he has 6 first team All-NBAs, and in those first team All-NBA seasons, 1 ring and 1 other finals appearances. Giannis has 6 first team All-NBAs, Harden has 6 first team All-NBAs, and then there is Luka with 5. Steph, AD, Joker, CP3 all have 4. Tatum and Kawhi have 3. Then if you go to the history of it, as far as where Luka is 24 and under seasons, no one ever has more first-team All-NBAs, and the only guys with 4 who have been to the NBA Finals are Durant and Duncan. Duncan, of course, won the title. So he is right on track where he should be. Now, so I don't think his legacy takes a hit. I think this was good for his legacy this season. Now, here is where Demonze asked, did I overrate him? I don't think I overrated him. I do think I overestimated how good he'd be in this series. Because he finishes the series 29, 9, and 6 on 47% shooting and had a bad three-point shooting series, real bad, shooting 24% from 3. He needed to be better. And while the whole world was killing Luka for his defense in Game 3, as I tried to make the point, the Mavs did not lose this series because of defense. They lost this series because of offense. Now, Boston's defense gets credit for that, but Luka's supposed to be the skeleton key to solve all of that, and he wasn't able to. In order for the Mavs to win this series, Luka honestly needed to be 35, 9, and 9. And that would have given them a fighting chance. I thought he would do that. He didn't. So does this make me reevaluate him? No. Now, I will say this, finally, a little good news for Daniel. He doesn't get to be called the best player in the league. I know that was your follow-up, DeMonte, so we can skip that follow-up. But no, Joker retains the title. I felt it was available. If Luka had willed this Mavs team to a championship, I would have been comfortable saying he's the best player in the league. But there's no one in league history who has held the title best player in the league before they either have won an MVP or multiple or won a championship. The only possible exception would be maybe LeBron at 22 after he got to the finals with that 48 special, but the very next year he won MVP, and I think most people at that moment still thought it was probably Kobe, even if I thought it was LeBron. So, or maybe they thought it was Duncan. So we're not able to call him best player in the league, but he's checked off all the boxes you're supposed to check off at age 25. And all the guys who are, on that short list, none of them were winning titles before age 25, except for Magic, who had Kareem. Kareem, who did win his, I think, at 25, might have been 24. His second, I guess he was 24, second year in the league.
Before you start
Bird, and then Duncan, of course. But go ahead.
Right, with those
Kobe
historically
as well, Kobe
great.
a check.
If they had LeBron James, like call it 2016 LeBron James on this team, do you think they would have been able to win the series? Because
yes.
I think that goes instead of Luka, obviously. I think that goes hand in hand with you saying like they had the guy. That's what I was saying. Like he just wasn't
right, but
that
hold
guy.
on, but we got to be fair. You asked me if they had 2016 LeBron. I think they would have won the series. LeBron was 25, though, in 2009. So if they had 09 LeBron, would they have won the series? I think they would have. I think they would have done better. But I don't know that they would have won the series because 09 LeBron, to be fair, he hadn't won a title yet either. Now, here's the thing let me see I'll get to that in a second. But I don't think, I said top 10 all time, DeMonte. I didn't say number 1 all time. So instead of comparing him to LeBron, let's compare him to, if they had 25-year-old Kobe, do I think they would have won the series? No. If they had 25-year-old Steph, do I think they would have won the series? No. If they had 25-year-old Shaq,
KD.
Do I think they would have won the series? No, I don't. 25-year-old Durant? No. Those guys who live in that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 range. Like, I don't think they would have. Now, again, Luka, I would give Luka for this series a B-. I don't think he was great. He had great moments, but I don't think he was great. Now, was he banged up? Sure, but that gets us to actually, believe it or not, your follow-up. So let's go ahead and go to your criticism follow-up.
Luka obviously has received a lot of criticism throughout this series. How do you think that he'll bounce back next year?
So, I don't have as big of a problem with Luka's defense as everyone else does. There is only one guy in league history who was asked to run an offense, create all of the shots for everyone else, do everything on that end, and be a great defender. There's only one guy, and it's LeBron. Everyone else, Magic was not asked to be a great defender. Steph is not asked to be a great defender. Kobe was a great defender, but Kobe also was not creating offense for other people. Obviously, the bigs, it's a different story. Bird was a good defender. So if we want to say Bird is maybe the closest comp, that's fine. But Bird was not a great defender. And so we have to be fair about what we're asking of the guy. So with that said, here is what is true. And this, Demonze, you're going to agree with me, and I think you're going to give now you say it.
Got to pass the ball.
No. No.
Oh.
I mean, he spoon feeds everyone their baskets. This whole idea that Kyrie thrived with him. If you can create your own shot, Luka will defer to you. If all you can do is catch lobs or hit threes, Luka's going to have to create for you. So stylistically, I don't think he has to change. So I disagree with that. But this is the thing that I'm going to say that I think you're going to be like, yeah, now you say it. He needs to be in better shape. That part is true. I mean, he does need to take his conditioning and fitness more seriously. I don't think he is. And here's the deal. He is in good enough shape to get by if he were not asked or wanted to do everything he does offensively. But the secret to LeBron being able to do everything he did on that end of the court and be what he was defensively and go to 8 straight finals and play in 100-game seasons year after year after year after year was the guy's in the best shape of anyone in the league. And Luka's never going to be that, but he needs to be in better shape.
Used to be way more shape once upon a time. I've been seeing older clips of him. He's picked up.
Okay.
Picked up.
So I think the clip, so 2 things. One is, I think the clip you saw that everyone is showing is bubble Luka. So I think that there is a distinguishing factor there that everyone has forgotten, which is, why were they in the bubble? Because there was a pandemic going on. They were locked in Disney World, and all they were allowed to do was play basketball. Everyone was in better shape. Every single person in that bubble, it's like there's no going out, there's no drinking, there's no partying. We are just hooping. So I think there is that, and this is where I will say the injury is not an excuse, but I do think the injury, hurt his ability to stay in shape in the way he would like to and made him appear slower. But he's obviously carrying a little too much weight. That's fair. So to take that next step, he needs to come. Joker did it, and Joker's like indefatigable, but he also, he is not as heavy as he was 4 years ago, and it helped him. And so that is the next step for Luka. So is Luka's hookahs closing down? I don't know. If they had won the title, then he can drink all the beer and smoke all the hookah he wants. I give himself a few weeks of that, but then he's got to get back to the gym. All right, go ahead.
So this Dallas team this year exceeded expectations. Do you expect them to be near this spot anytime soon?
Tough. I mean, Derek Lively was excellent as a rookie. Gafford was a good acquisition. I like some of the young pieces, but man, it's hard. Everybody thinks we're going to get right back there. You don't always. And so it is going to take Luka getting to Luka at least maintaining, if not getting a tick better. And then the real wild card is Kyrie's health. Is Kyrie going to have a year as healthy as this year? And where he's healthy in the playoffs? I don't know. So it's very, very difficult to get back. Let's ask the chat question. Demonze.
Brandon asks, when is Luka leaving Dallas because of Kyrie? When is he demanding his trade you claimed? Is that still on the table?
So, Brandon, while I appreciate you watching the show, this is something that, has been addressed multiple times. which is I have been so blown away by Kyrie's maturity, professionalism, all of it over the last year and a half that he has correctly changed my opinion of him. So I got that. Last year I picked the Mavs to win the championship, and then when they traded for Kyrie, I said what Brandon said I said, which is he's going to be, when Luka ends up demanding out of Dallas, this is going to be one of those dominoes. I don't feel that way anymore. I also do not feel like one run to the finals all of a sudden guarantees Luka Mav for life. Giannis won the title, and 2 years later they made a panic trade because they thought he was going to leave. So there are anybody claiming that there are multi-year horizons guaranteeing someone is staying somewhere, I think doesn't understand the modern NBA. I just don't. So right now the Mavs are in good shape. But let something go awry next year, and all of a sudden, that is a massive topic of conversation again. And so especially, let me check the way Luka's contract works. Luka's under contract for 2 more years and then has a player option the following year. The point is this. Next year is a critical year for Dallas. If they go backwards and Luka all of a sudden starts catching a ton of heat, then everything's available once again. And I'm not putting that on Kyrie. That is simply the reality of the modern NBA. Again, Giannis won the title. And within 2 years, the Bucks were so terrified he was going to demand a trade that they kind of made a panic move. They fired Budenholzer. They hired Adrian Griffin. They traded Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard, which ended up maybe winning a title for Boston. It's crazy how things work out. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.